Welcome to Over the Line, where we challenge everything you've been told about health and wellness. We're here to shake things up for anyone over 40 who's ready to go beyond the basics. Join us as we dive into the radical side of fitness and mindset. We're talking about why we're not afraid to break the rules and how our own lives have been transformed. Ready or not, let's jump in. Guy, I got a package.
Cool.
Why don't you open it? Because
I wonder what this is going to be.
yeah, and I'll tell you why I bought it. Yeah, I
Ooh.
buy healthy things. So
Looks like vitamin C.
I got vitamin C. It's Dr. Mark's because best price. It works. Got to double up. It's not as strong, but I got the vitamin C. I'm going through perimenopause. It helps. It helps with my immunity. So, Guy, can you tell me a little bit more about vitamin C, and then we'll go into other products?
Yeah, sure. It's used by every single cell in your body. It's great for immunity. So we're coming into the autumn months now where respiratory infections occur. And so this will help stave that off. It's great for collagen. So basically, if you're finding yourself your skin's getting wrinkled, that will help with that. Absorption of iron, so energy production. It's all good. I mean, there's also there is obviously there's an efficacious dose, and then there's basically the dose that has you run into the toilet. But for most people, that's quite a high dose, and you can't really have too much. It's a water-soluble vitamin, which means that once it's in your system, it doesn't stay there for long, unlike other vitamins like vitamin E and vitamin D that are oil-based, and they'll sit in your cells for longer, so you don't need as much or a higher concentration.
So for this particular one, Dr. Mark's, with citrus bioflavonoids to help absorption. So that's okay, yeah?
Yeah, well, basically the thing is, so with most vitamins, it requires something to help for it to penetrate the cell so that you can actually absorb it. And that's usually going to be minerals. So that's another thing is you need to, in fact, vitamins is obviously very important, but at the same time, if you haven't got the right minerals to go along with it, then you're not going to absorb it, and you're just going to end up with a very expensive wee-wee.
Yeah. So what did you suggest for someone like me who is going through perimenopause? How should I usually take one a day. Should I double it or triple it?
Well, I mean, here's the thing: if you're taking if you're taking vitamin C, we're talking about vitamin C. So if you're taking vitamin C, day one, take a certain dose, see what happens. Day two, take some more.
So just kind of
day
test.
3, and then when you find that you're having to go to the toilet more often than normal, that's probably a little bit too high. So you back off.
So the vitamin C will help with the toilet too.
Absolutely, yeah. That's another thing as well. Is if you are constipated, take a high dose of vitamin C, and you won't be constipated for much longer.
Usually, I thought that was like probiotics and enzymes and things like that.
But yeah,
vitamin C too.
Ascorbic acid, which is what vitamin C is, will rip straight through you, guaranteed. If you take too much.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll just test it out. I'll take 2. Actually, I'll take 3 a day because I was only taking 1. Take 3 a day and see what happens.
And another thing is you can split them up as well. So rather than taking it all in one hit.
So like 2 in the morning and 1 in the evening.
Yeah, or the other way. Yeah, probably that way is probably the best because
2 in the morning.
You don't want to be waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. In a mess.
That would be horrid,
wouldn't it?
I'm just gonna go for it. So okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you give any suggestions on other vitamin C's that you think are quality? Because we talk about quality products all the time in supplements, and I know you're pretty you look into these things.
I would recommend British supplements. If you live in Britain, then British supplements are excellent. Little bit pricey, but you are definitely getting the product rather than a whole bunch of fillers. There's a new company come out called the Nutrition Geeks that I've just been told about, where the magnesium and threonate from British supplements that I get will cost me about £360 a year. You can get a year's supply from the Nutrition Geeks for £9.99, which is like, what? How can that be? But apparently it's the same quality. And then on top of that, then you've got the very highest level of quality that I'm aware of in this country, which is Clive de Carle. Any of the products he sells, he says he doesn't sell vitamins, he sells essentials. And so the quality of his products are amazing. And here's ascorbic acid, half a teaspoon in the morning. And if I was constipated, I wouldn't be for much longer. And I'm never constipated.
Cool. We're so happy to hear that, guy.
It's great.
Okay, now we'll work on me. Cool. And so with those, I'll put all that in the,
Yeah.
I'll make sure everyone has access
Maybe
to
we
that.
can do a link and get some residual.
Supposed to say that to everyone.
Okay, I'll
leave that in.
Yeah.
All right, lovely. And that is all we have to talk about on vitamin C today and why I got it and Guy's expert opinion on it. Is there, you know what? There also is something to talk about where you're saying extra, like they put crap in it, like extra things that isn't really, for example, I would say, oh, I'm going to get this vitamin C. It's a good price. It seems quality. I like the packaging. But yet it has all these fillers, all this, the capsule isn't digestible, can't digest it very well. And with this one, I could see it's pure vitamin C in the bioflavonoids. So I know the more simple the ingredients.
There once, if you go back to the 1980s, I had friends who got into bodybuilding. And then the supplementation, the main company was run by the guy who ran the International Federation of Bodybuilders. You can look that up. I'm not going to disparage him. He's no longer with us. But their products, everything that they bought, they were flatulent, and they basically both of them basically stank all day long. And then on top of that, they let me have a go on one of their protein shakes, and it literally tastes like chalk. And I looked at the ingredient label, and it contained chalk, which was magnesium stearate. I believe it was magnesium stearate, but that's chalk. And why would I want to be consuming chalk?
I was just going to ask, why would you? Is there any beneficial?
It's a filler. It's just it benefits the supplement company because they don't have to put so much of the product in there. They can just fill it full of mud, and then you consume that and think you're getting a good product.
I always was taught that a good way to read labels like on supplements is if you can't pronounce it, then you better look into it because it may not be that great for you.
And anything with a number, whether like an E number, anything that like you can't pronounce, and if it's got a colour that's not in nature, if it's got aspartame in it as well, which is sorbitol or sucralose, I forget what they are, but anything with an os or an r, just avoid like the plague. I was going through some protein powders recently, looking at actually in the shops and looking at what's on there, and every single one of them contains sucralose, which is aspartame, which will burn, and in high enough concentrations will burn holes in your brain.
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a documentary out there called Sweet Deception. It's worth watching because you'll never want to take on board sweeteners ever again.
Yeah, and I do value my brain a lot. I mean, Guy and I we're with each other today, which is great, and we had a coffee. I'm like, little lion's mane for the brain. We're like, lion's mane for the brain is perfect.
Yeah, I boxed for 20 years, and there have been times in the past where I've suddenly just got halfway through a sentence and I couldn't remember the next word, which was it, the, or and I've been like, and that's from being punched a lot. So not being punched is a good thing, and also basically anything that neurotropics that help to refresh your brain power is a good thing too.
So anything to like restitch your brain together and get all those lesions back into
can't hurt.
functioning Guy again.
It can't hurt. Well, I mean, I don't struggle with words anymore. Not too much anyway. not and it or and it or the.
So
Anyway,
you've done a lot of work on yourself, though.
done a lot of work on myself.
For sure.
Yeah. Been fixing me for a long time now.
Fixing all. Isn't that what life is? Just continually fixing and healing and progressing ourselves all the time.
And I've taken the hard route as well. So by doing everything, hard drinking, hard living, infantryman, breaking every bone in my body, getting punched in the head every week, and then come to the point where you go, hey, I've had enough of that. Thank you very much, and I'm going to start doing things differently now. And so yeah,
I wouldn't even put up with that.
a few years on, I'm actually probably better than I was than when I was in my 30s.
Wow. Thank you for listening
Thank you.
or watching.